small businesses have the highest rates of employment. In spite of this, they are inundated by the lowest survival rates within a 5-year period. Records show that owners of these failed businesses believe they would have fared better had they been able to have access. In this first edition of Small Business World on STRATEMEDSOLS YouTube channel, watch out for Small Business Story. It focuses on the narratives of an entrepreneur and information given by an industry professional on what keeps small businesses alive and well. Also listen out for business structuring tips given by an eminent business growth specialist about ways to ensure survival and growth for your small business. You also would not want to miss the story of a small business owner who goes right to the point, giving you vital information about its business journey, offerings, and what you stand to gain from its service solution. All these within just 1 minute. My name is Fidian Ibizube. Welcome to Small Business World.
Small Business World. The weight of challenges in establishing and running her education business was driving Stella Adebayo to a standstill when she won her first free business grant. Faced with the burden of running an otherwise lucrative business under hectic conditions and avoiding the closure of her first ever business, she stumbled upon an opportunity that opened new doors to a haven of business prospects. Every small business needs help. Help to become established, help to become profitable, help to grow. These needs became the foothold for Adebayo to pivot a new line of business, providing a service which turned out to be highly sought after in an ecosystem where knowledge is lacking. Running a sustainable business that is heading for growth and success requires certain non-negotiable basics.
First of all, the most important is entrepreneurship education. Most people don't know how to run business as business. Business is quite different from I just want to survive, subsistency, I just want to live. Because if you have to run business, you need to be educated about running that business as business. So entrepreneurship education is one key thing that most business owners don't. So when we started in Sweden, we started with building capacity of existing businesses. Okay, we didn't start with startups, people that are just coming up, but with existing, we tried to talk to them. So the existing were like our vanguard. They spoke for us so that startup businesses can also come up and take up this entrepreneurship education. And so we developed curriculum, we developed strategies and all that, for small businesses so that they could understand that there's entrepreneurship education, which is, germane. Another thing I feel is most businesses are not aware of their environment. Most people that start businesses, they don't care about the environment. They just want to let's just do something. They are not aware of government policies or somersaults in policies. One government comes in today, says transformation agenda, another one comes, says change, another one says hope renewed. All forms, different policies. There's no consistency of policies, and MSMEs are not aware of this. So we also need to do some sort of awareness for them, which is key and part of the strategies that we are using in Sweden. Awareness creation. Let them know first that this is available, so that they don't get stuck in between and say, government is not helping us, nobody is helping us, we are just, So that awareness creation is also, very important. And then the final one, which I think, I'll just take like 3 of them. The final one is the readiness of the person or the business to run that business. Some people don't have the hearts to run businesses. Running business is not for the faint-hearted. Okay, it's not easy. Some people eat their profits even with the capital together because they say, it is me, it's mine, I'm the owner of the business. So, which of course comes back to what you said, which is structure. These 3 things are part of the things that I feel that are challenges for small businesses, to go afloat, and that's why they die, within a short time.
In the hands of a small business owner who possesses only little knowledge and no prior experience in a chosen line of business, funding and financing goes into a learning process. For micro, small, and medium-scale businesses to keep recording growth and success, they have to adopt certain standards.
The first one is information. Gather your information. Get informed. Okay, because you can't. No human being work beyond the information they have. So, and then the second thing is that first of all, do a survey, business survey, feasibility study, whatever it is, so that you know your customer, you know what products they want, what quantity they want, how much they want to buy it. You just have those basic information in your hand. And then a third one, which is you trying to develop a structure, register it as a business, probably set up an account for that business so that you will separate yourself from that business. And then the fourth one is for you to now start looking for how to source for fund. And germane is for us to source for fund, think inward first, internally. Don't just go borrowing money because, you have done all these things. You need to test the waters first before you dive into it. And very key for business owners.
Small business world. Small business in 60 seconds. What is the name of your business?
Classified mall.
Describe your business in one sentence.
An online marketplace where vendors and brands showcase their products and services to a large buying audience.
What problem is your business solving?
The lack of trust between online buyers and online sellers, which results in no sales and discourages some of them from displaying and marketing their products altogether.
What is your specific solution to the problem?
Becoming an intermediary that boosts the trust of online buyers towards online sellers while improving business sales for online sellers. We showcase brands and vendors and then allow buyers to post a request for a product or service. We send this request to those who sell commodity being requested for online. Then have the sellers provide the requested commodity to the buyer, thereby achieving a higher sales.
Small business world.
In terms of structuring a small business, the top three things that will come to my mind are: one, registration of the business; two, organizing the business, that is the organizational structure of the business, like let's say organogram. Then third, I would look at the sounding board or the control system for the business. And what goes to my mind is, I don't care whatever name you call it, maybe a mentor or a board of directors, or by whatever name. Of course, the other areas like structuring your finances and structuring your performance KPIs. But let's take the three I just listed top of my list. Registration. For me, to start a business, as a minimum, the business has to exist outside the owner of the business. The way that can happen is the business must have a legal personality. That is, it must be registered. And that registration takes place with the Corporate Affairs Commission. And if you are a for-profit business, you have two options. You either register a business name or you register a limited liability company. You must do one of the two if you are going to be a for-profit business. Because if you are an NGO, it's a different arrangement altogether. But like I said, registration of the business as a corporate entity. What that means is by the time you register either as a business name or a limited liability company, that business is recognized as distinct and different from you. And the essence of that is that you can separate yourself as a person from the business as an entity. The business will have its own liabilities. You as a person will have your own liabilities. In the essence of this structure, there is no difference between you and the business. You are one and the same, interchangeable. And that's not the best way to start. Then the second one is the organizational structure of the business. Even if it's a one-man business, you can't work alone. You work with some people. You must have something like an organogram. And what an organogram does is it organizes the business in a way that it should function according to job descriptions and people in the business. You may have somebody in charge of marketing, you might have somebody in charge of production, you might have somebody in charge of distribution, you might have somebody in charge of fulfillment, you must have somebody in charge of accounting. Even if you don't have people for these positions, those functions have to be performed. Structurally, you must have a map of the company with all these positions outlined, with each job description clearly defined. The job description will tell you, if you are managing director, what are you supposed to do as managing director? If you are the manager in charge of production, what are you supposed to do as the manager in charge of production? If you are the manager in charge of marketing, what are you supposed to do as manager, in charge of, marketing? It goes down the line for other functions of the company. But like I said, the operation might be too small to have people manage each of these places, especially if you are just starting out. But that does not mean those roles should not be defined, because those functions still have to be performed, even if they are performed, whether they are performed in-house or they are sourced to third parties. So that is the second leg of structuring the company. Then the third leg is what I would call a sounding board or a control system. If you are just running the business and you are not answerable to any person, right? It's like there's no control. It's like anything goes. So, and if anything goes, then it means there are no yards, there are no measures for performance. Whether you are doing well, whether you are not doing well, it doesn't matter. And how do you manage something you cannot measure? You must have a control system. If it's a fairly strong small business, you should have like a board of directors. You know, you can with whom you hold say quarterly meetings and review the performance of the organization. You know, so that it's not just you alone. That you are a one-man business doesn't mean you have to operate alone. You know, you must have people who can hold you accountable. You know, so that the things you say you want to do, or the things you say the business says it wants to do, it must be put within a time frame, and there should be key performance indicators. You know, with time limits. You know, there must be goals. You know, and these goals must be, you know, measurable. Somebody should be keeping the books, keeping count. You know, of whether the targets are being met or they are not being met. So for me, these are the first three lines of structuring a company, because a company by its very nature, or a business by its very nature, must be organized. It's not a free form. It must have a form. It must have a structure. You know, without that, the chances of surviving are minimal.
Small business world.
Most businesses are not aware of their environment. Most people that start businesses, they don't care about the environment. They just want to let's just do something. They are not aware of government policies.
The day the classified mode team shared their idea with some advisors, we are told that such ideas could never work in Nigeria. They said such a project is not what Nigerians need at the moment.